In the heart of Willow Pond Forest, a cheerful clearing served as the grand meeting place for all creatures. The animals gathered there for festivals, feasts, and most importantly, the annual Great Forest Race. The race was a cherished tradition, an event that celebrated fairness, endurance, and friendship. Every year, creatures from all corners of the forest came to cheer, to compete, and to enjoy the fun. Among the competitors this year was Freddy the Frog. Freddy was small and quick, with a spring in his step and confidence in his croak. He had entered the race for the first time and was eager to win. But Freddy had a secret. He didn't believe in playing fair. "Why waste time hopping when I can find a shortcut?" he said to himself. "Nobody will ever know." The day of the race dawned bright and clear. The competitors lined up at the start. Lily the leopard, Terry the tortoise, Max the monkey, Gina the gazelle, and Freddy the frog. Mr. Owl, the wise and impartial judge, hooted loudly from the branch of an oak tree. "Racers, on your marks. Get set. Go!" The animals leapt forward. Lily dashed with feline grace. Gina galloped with elegance. Max swung through the trees. Terry plodded steadily, and Freddy bounced with vigor, at least for a while. Soon, Freddy slipped quietly into the tall reeds and grinned. "Now for my shortcut," he whispered. Freddy had spent the last week secretly mapping out a hidden path that crossed a stream and looped around a fallen tree, skipping a huge part of the official trail. It was risky and muddy, but it would give him a massive lead. He hopped through the shortcut, avoiding thorns and skimming across lily pads. Mud clung to his feet, but he didn't care. "I'll be first at the finish line. They'll be amazed." Meanwhile, the other animals raced on. They sweated and panted, never giving up. Terry the tortoise was slow, but he kept going with a smile. "Steady and honest wins the race," he mumbled with each step. Freddy reached the final leg of the race and peeked out from behind a bush. The finish line was in sight, and none of the other racers were there yet. With a dramatic leap, Freddy burst from the trees and crossed the finish line just as the crowd began to cheer. "We have a winner, Freddy the Frog," Mr. Owl announced. Freddy puffed out his chest, pretending to be exhausted. What a race! But something was odd. The other animals arrived not long after, too soon for Freddy to have honestly been so far ahead. Lily narrowed her eyes. "How did you beat all of us by that much?" Max scratched his head. "And why are your legs covered in swamp mud? That part wasn't on the trail." Freddy stammered. "Oh, I slipped and took a dip in the stream." "Hey!" Mr. Owl frowned. He flew up and over the trail, retracing Freddy's steps. When he returned, his wings twitched. "Freddy, did you leave the official race trail?" Freddy's throat tightened. I mean, I didn't mean to." Mr. Owl shook his head sadly. "The race is not just about speed, Freddy. It's about fairness, effort, and doing your best without cutting corners. You broke the rules." The crowd fell silent. Freddy looked down. Guilt gnawed at him. The cheers he had heard moments before now felt hollow. Terry the tortoise stepped forward. "I may be slow, but I follow the rules. I know winning fairly feels better than cheating." Mr. Owl nodded. "I'm sorry, Freddy, but you are disqualified. The true winner is Gina the gazelle, who came in first among those who followed the path." Gina blinked in surprise, then stepped up modestly. The crowd clapped warmly. Freddy hopped away quietly and sat under a bush, ashamed. His heart felt heavier than the mud on his legs. Later that day, Terry the tortoise found him there. "You know, Freddy, everyone makes mistakes. What matters is what you do next." Freddy sighed. "I just wanted to win. I thought if I won, everyone would like me." Terry smiled kindly. "Being liked doesn't come from winning. It comes from being kind, honest, and trying your best. If you want, you can help me clean up after the race. It's a good way to start making things right." Freddy thought for a moment, then nodded. "Okay, I'd like that." That evening, while most animals enjoyed the victory feast, Freddy and Terry picked up signs, cleaned up water bottles, and gathered leftover flags. Many animals saw them and smiled. "Thanks for helping," Max the monkey called. That's real sportsmanship, said Lily. Freddie felt warmth rise in his chest. Maybe he hadn't won the race, but he had started to earn back something more important, the trust of his friends. The next year, Freddie entered the race again. This time, he practiced properly. He ran the full trail. He cheered for others. And though he didn't win, he finished proudly, covered not in swamp mud, but in sweat and joy. And when the crowd clapped for him, it was real, because now Freddie the Frog wasn't just fast. He was honest.